Okay, one of the most popular words in the Urban Dictionary is selfie. Yeah, so it has made photography today is not. I mean, everybody, and that is one profession that everybody claims to be. At least everybody claims to be a little bit of a photographer. Right?
Like maybe 80% of people in their houses, they have a camera, a mini camera in their houses. So
okay,
definitely.
But we're talking about professional photographers in the house today. People who make money from the business of photography. I have Seun and Kike in the house.
You're welcome.
Great to have you guys on the show.
Thank you very much.
Hey guys, you guys are so calm, so docile.
Really pretty.
Yeah, she
She looks like a beauty queen right now.
Yeah, she is.
Thank you.
All right, so photography. I mean, everybody is now. I mean, I get a smartphone. I have phones now with cameras that are so good. I don't even need to. Some phones don't even need to go touch them again.
I don't do
There's some pictures
anything. The
of Snap,
phones
I'm like,
edit the pictures for
no,
you.
this is not me. I can't be me. I look at the picture and I said, it can't be me. Okay, but then, the art of photography, really, would you say it is an art? First of all, because a lot of people don't believe that. They think, oh, come on, anybody can snap pictures. Well, why does somebody have to? What do you have to study for?
What's special about it?
Definitely is an art. But the fact that everybody has a camera, we shouldn't negate the fact that they're also photographer. A photographer is someone that actually takes picture. When you now add the word a professional photographer, is someone that makes a living from it. So when you talk of maybe you taking a picture with your camera phone and seeing how handsome you look, you're probably a good photographer, maybe even better than some professional photographers when it comes to the skill of it. But that's a different ball game when I now ask, how much have you made from snapping yourself? You know, that will now lead me into you being a professional photographer. So it's a mixture of an art and it being also a business.
Okay, female photographers. I mean, we don't. Yeah, you look good. I'm thinking.
Yeah, she does look good.
If she wants to take my picture Monday, man, you distract me. You might not
She'll
have.
definitely
You might not.
make the customer smile more.
have
Yeah, seriously, do you, like, when you snap your people, do they smile more? Are they encouraged to smile more when they have pictures with you? Not
Yeah,
necessarily.
but-
Why?
no,
Seriously?
if you come
Because she's
up-
pretty.
I'm thinking if a photographer is,
And she's like, smile,
I've been
and
to
she's
few
smiling at
sessions, and if a photographer is like, okay, smile, and you guys gonna like, smile now.
The smile
Would you
is not
smile?
coming now.
Would you come? But one thing that the mien or disposition of the photographer wouldn't it help?
It helps. Well, the reason I said not really for her is I'm sure she too will share. There are some clients that we've dealt with in which maybe it's even a bride that feels she's beautiful. What was this fine lady coming to, distract my husband to be? So you don't always get the results you're assuming that.
There you are. Okay, so let's
Wow.
talk about female photographers. How is the business like or being a female in the business? How is it like?
It's very nice. I am enjoying it. It's fun. Sometimes it allows you to get away with things. Like sometimes the brides dress up while they're still doing some things, and all the guys out. You can still be there.
Yeah.
And then we love babies majorly. So
Yeah, you do bridal.
they're always all cute. Oh wow, this, and the baby smiles, and then it's easier, I think, to be a female photographer than to be a male photographer, if you ask me.
I've
Your
seen
spec-
some pictures you snap of babies and really unique poses that you get the babies to do. Do you balance them with stuff, or maybe someone holds them behind, because babies can't really have their frame, their structure in place. Like let me say between 3 to 6 months. How do you handle children?
We usually always have to have them balanced. Sometimes we can use some props you can have them being held, and then we do post-production and then edit them out. But the major thing is we just have them balanced enough to achieve the particular pose or expressions we want to have at that time.
Okay.
Why did you delve into maternity and your specialization of photography? Why did you delve into that?
Well, for me, I'd rather say it was divine, because initially it was not easy to make profit from it. It was new in Nigeria. Everybody does weddings and the likes of it. And I did not want to be lost in the crowd. Okay. I don't want to be just the photographer. I want to be that Kike, the children and maternity photographer. So I just pursued it. I kept at it. I'm still keeping at it, and it's paying off.
But how is it in modern times? Lots of parents, they have their phones, they have their iPads, they have their cameras. They do a lot of this by themselves. Like I have a friend that, first of all, she snapped the hand of the baby, then the hand with a ring. And parents do their own photography for their children. So what makes you stand out?
You really can't compare the pictures that the parents take with what you take. Oftentimes, we always introduce something new. I would want to go for a shoot, and then I'm thinking, do I have to buy something? What look do I want to achieve? Okay, I need to buy this flower. I need to get this because I want to achieve maybe a teddy bear, this sunflower baby or something. The issue, and more often than not, when I get take pictures, I usually make do of what they have around so that pictures don't look similar. I have to use something you have in your house, so it makes your picture stand out from the next person.
From the next person.
Yes.
Okay, Hello Photo Studios. Let's talk about it. Having a photo studio, making it professional, and how has it been starting off your business, and how has it been so far?
I think it's really been challenging, especially when you consider the fact that I didn't go to university to study photography.
Can you study at university here in Nigeria?
Not yet.
Not
although
yet.
I heard
But
maybe
then
a
outside?
polytechnic.
Oh,
Outside, we have many universities.
Photography as a full course.
Yeah, as
How many
even
years?
masters, abroad,
Nice.
but not yet in
Okay.
Nigeria.
All right.
Although we have WAEC just approving it, in secondary school. So the development is going. But I studied accounting in an American university, and coming back and now telling my dad that I want to pursue photography. It was a big, family.
You've seen 3 Idiots.
Yeah. I mean,
You remind me
you
of
watch
that
it
guy.
for fun. I played out
Exactly.
3 Idiots, and coming back, having to face a panel of, family members. But for me, one best way to encourage me to do something is to tell me it's impossible to do. So when my parents were telling me, you over my dead body, you can't do this, maybe they were more concerned about their reputation. For me, I decided that I will prove these people wrong. And over 10 years now, I think I've stopped trying to prove them wrong because they've changed their mind and come on board.
It's
But
impossible for you to give me 1 million now.
Okay, well, I'll think
You want him
about
to
that.
change your mind. You wait for
He's
very
ginger. I
long.
want to ginger him. It's just
I'll
impossibility
think
to
about
ginger
that.
him.
Yeah.
Okay, so somebody coming up into photography, someone who wants to start the art and all that. What do you tell somebody? Just to tell them, because everybody feels that anybody can do it. Why is it that anybody can't do it?
Well, the truth is that anybody can actually do it. But
Okay.
you actually get to stand yourself out if you can get at least 1 or 2 mentors in the industry. Over here in Nigeria, you have people calling me, which camera should I buy? I want to start photography. But if you are, back in maybe America, for example, people study photography in universities. And even after graduating, they take a 2 to 3 year apprenticeship program under someone. So everybody can do it, but it's good to go through proper training, program. For me, the fact that I'm where I am today is because whether through some books, I learned from people that have, gone ahead of me, as compared to just getting a camera and, learning the hard way. So anybody can do it if you have the right, mentorship or training program. Yeah.
How long do you think, on the average, if from a neophyte, someone who doesn't know anything about photography, to be no, I won't say expert, but to be to a considerable level, how long do you think it will take me if I just want to learn and I want you to mentor me?
I would say 2 years, but most people would rather want
2
a
years?
quick 3-6 months. I would say yes.
Why would you say that?
I would say 2 years because photography is not something you cannot just learn it and say, and then I'm now a professional photographer. It's
Would you agree
learn,
with 2 years?
Yeah,
You
I
agree 2
will.
years?
What
Okay,
you
well,
learn
it's
on
very
the
good.
job.
Creativity. What
it's-
about creativity?
You-
Very good creativity.
And then that, first of all, is your mind. You have to be able to see. If you cannot see, you cannot reproduce it. You can't give what you don't have. So you have to be able to see. Now, if you spend 2 years with a Mr. Seun, I don't expect less from you.
Okay.
You begin to see like a scene, coupled with the kind of your personality and the type of person then you add some creativity to what he would do and do something different. But you'll build an expertise over time because you are consistently taking pictures, saying do this, okay, let's try this new thing. We are thinking together, we try this, we have achieved this. So by the time you are like 18 months, 2 years, I feel that you are good enough. But in Nigeria, everybody wants a quick, sharp, 3 months, 6 months, let's
2
get up,
weeks.
I'm okay.
2 weeks.
Yeah. So do you have courses like that where you teach people?
2
and
weeks
people pay
crash
for
course.
that?
Yes, well, we have a 10-day, I won't call it crash course. I call it intensive.
Okay, intensive.
Yeah,
I like
intensive
that.
because
I like
it's
that.
so
Sounds
much
better.
information.
Okay.
But then we have also for people that are looking at career at least a 6-month program. We realize that although we would say 2 years, most people don't, want to spend 2 years under someone. Although what you learn in 2 years is more of also the business mindset, because with all the creativity, many people could be taking pictures that are better than a Kelechi Amadi Obi. But I tell them, are you making as much money as a Kelechi Amadi Obi. So that humility to humble yourself under someone will be what will actually take you far, especially in the business, side of it, in my opinion.
All right, there's this saying, there's nothing new under the sun. Is photography like fashion, where everything has been done, so you're just bringing it, recycling it, and making it new? Is it the same thing?
For photography, not everything has been done.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you.
Fertile, market, especially, take for example, we mentioned earlier that WAEC approved photography. Now, although they've approved it in the syllabus, I saw the syllabus a few weeks ago, presently it's not being implemented in public schools yet because there's a lack of photography teachers. I am even yet to see a photography textbook. So though it is in the law that you can study it as one of the 34 courses for skills in secondary school, yet there's a vacancy for over 5,000 photography teachers for Nigeria. So there's so many things that we are still yet to delve into, and that's why I said there will never, at least not in the immediate future, be too many photographers.
So photography is like art. So do you think artists and cartoonists, people that do creative stuff, they'll be better photographers than any other person that can just pick up the camera and say, I want to learn?
Anybody that have a creative eyes can be a better photographer. The moment you can do something different, always do something different, you're a better photographer.
All right.
For photography, does the tool make the photographer, or does the photographer make the tool? What I mean is that, yes, we know about quality of pictures and all that, but then does the quality of the camera, does it matter?
It helps, but that's not the main thing. One of my mentors, Mario Testino, he took the pre-wedding shot for Kate before their wedding, and I once saw him on CNN taking red carpet pictures with a small camera phone. And for me, it's like saying you are seeing a Kelechi Amadi Obi with a Nokia 3310 taking pictures. I just knew in my head that those pictures would be great. So it's more of the person behind the camera, not... So if you have a Samsung Galaxy 6 or Apple iPhone 6 or 7, and you take great pictures with it, the truth is, behind your own eyes, the pictures you take might not be as wonderful as maybe behind an artist like Kelechi, or maybe... I'm trying not to mention, myself.
You mentioned,
your pictures might even be nicer than me, really. But truth is, what I can get with that maybe tab, most of the time, might not be the same perspective that you will get.
Talking about perspective, if I was a camera and I'm using... I remember then when I was in school, there was an age where we started having faded background. That's when it started coming in, and we'll see pictures and like, oh, so cool, and then the background will be faded, and then the green, and then the object will be sharp and all of that. Can you really achieve that with phone cameras and all of that?
Especially with the latest, Samsung, some of these phones, you could actually take a picture and decide later on, I want even this background to be sharp, or I want the subject to be... So before you could take the picture and then the background is blurred forever. Now you could decide later, now I want the background to be sharp. There are cameras now, even camera phones that could, do that. But then again, it still depends on whose hands is this camera phone.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, now I have a few photographer friends and they're always making noise about NIFEC. Let's talk about NIFEC. What has NIFEC done to photography in Nigeria?
NIFEC has brought knowledge and information. More often before NIFEC, and then some years down the line, there was just not so much information. We had photographers, but they just didn't have information. They had the basic, starting from the analog photographers. They just had the basic, do this, and you achieve this, fine. Any situation you have, just do these same things, and you achieve. Then digital photography came in, and people are always, but still, because they're used to static mode of doing things, they are still rigid. And then we just thought that administration has been given knowledge in this whole little capacity, and like, I can make this bigger. He's passionate about sharing information. He's always giving as much information every time he gets one. So think, okay, let's make this bigger. Let's teach more. Let's reach more people with information. It's not about getting everything from them. It's for them to have much information. So every new year or every other year, we're always having something new. There'll be something new that you have not heard before or that you have not seen. And Nigerians are lazy going online to check for these things. Some of the information. So some of these things are probably from experiences that the facilitators has had over time, and they cannot be bought. That's the truth.
True that. They cannot be bought.
So we can share information, and then you network with other photographers.
All right, you have an academy of your own,
Yes.
LO Photos, and there are a lot of commercial photographers everywhere. Like I can go on the street and I see 5 or 10 photography stores. How is the acceptance? Do commercial photographers willing to learn the art, or they just want to make money from it?
For our own photography school, LO Photos Academy, our target is actually towards the new and upcoming photographers, because we realize...
Not the professionals.
Not the professional, because most professionals, and when I use the word professionals, I'm talking about a photographer in business for over 1-2 years. Even though they might not be, if you're in business, it means at least you've made 10,000 naira minimum in a year. You've made money. Most people that have been around for 1-2 years don't want to learn. So our own target is now just towards the new people, because we believe if we target those new people, they are more hungrier than the older generation.
Oh.
So most people, for example, assume that if you're a photographer, you have to have a studio. And I tell people, who says you have to have a studio?
Anywhere can be a studio.
Anywhere. That's why when we started calling it LO Photo Studios, you know, people ask, where's your studio? And I'll tell them, well, our studio is actually in your house. We pick up all our gadgets, come to your house, set it up, and they're like, my house is not fine. I'll be like, wait till we're through the pictures.
Is that not more expensive, taking your gadgets?
Well, the thing is, it depends on the type of client you are serving. The type of clients I want to serve, for example, are not those that will call and say, when can I come to your studio? Those that call and say that usually can't afford to pay as much as those that call me and say, Seun, when can you come to my house? Because they don't even have the luxury to be driving just to come to you. So it might seem more expensive, and we're saying expensive, it's just a taxi fare. But at the end of the day, we get paid more than, you know. But having a studio too serves, you know, its own purposes. But it's just to actually reanalyze everything. Do I need a studio? Don't I need one? Why?
When you said the search for hungry people, it's not really about just being hungry, like wanting to learn. A lot of people are jobless. Well, some percentage of people, students maybe leaving school, they don't have work today. They want to learn photography. Don't you think the spread of the knowledge will be too much? Maybe everybody knows how to become a photographer. Everybody has a knowledge of it. Then what makes it unique? Everybody knows how to snap a picture with their phone. They know how to edit. They know how to do everything. Don't you think it will make the art itself obsolete?
No. The amount of information on YouTube, especially for makeup, is wow. It's too much. And you see some of those people, especially those on the island, they know these things. They know how to do their brows perfectly. They know how to do this, but they will still call a makeup artist. And you will go there as a makeup artist and you will find that some of the things you probably have not even gotten or you have run out of, they have. And they still call you for one reason or the other. So I don't think there can be too much photographers in Nigeria. I really don't think so. Just like you said, there's vacancy for photography teachers. So who says we cannot train so many people, and then someone say, okay, let's go and work. Do you know how many public schools we have in Nigeria? By the time you have one photographer serving 2 schools, they will still not have enough. Now, not to talk of the private schools, they will still not have enough. So we just cannot be too much. And then by the time we are growing older, or we're gathering more experiences, we are beginning to diversify. Okay, what do I want to do? What area do I want to specialize on? Where do I want to spend more of my energy in? And then by the time, how many children photographers do we have in Nigeria? How many landscape photographers do we have in Nigeria? Do we have wildlife photographers?
Don't try, man.
Okay, so, and I've met one or two people that are looking at wildlife but are thinking, will this thing make money for me? Can it make money for me? And I think, so there's gap, there's vacancy virtually almost everywhere.
Is that, now, when you spoke about wildlife photography, something came into my mind. Would issues of plagiarism come in? Taking someone else's work and accrediting it to yourself?
If you're a smart guy and you know where you are going, you shouldn't be doing that.
You shouldn't be doing that. But then, have issues like that ever come in? Or do they come in?
It does. It does. But like one of my mentors said, George Osodi, he said, he prays for people to steal his work. So that by the time he catches them, there are some of the top companies in Nigeria that have, stolen a telecommunications company, took one of his pictures, put it on the recharge card, and called them at the end of the day after a meeting with them, walked out with like 5 million naira. So I think it's good. If they are stealing your work, that means you are known, right? They are now saying, I don't want them to steal my picture. You're now keeping it all to yourself. Let 10 people steal your work and pray to catch just 1 or 2 people. It's the business side. You make money from that.
Nice.
Okay, in about a week or so, NIFEC is coming. Can we get the schedule of activities? How is it like? Is it open to everybody? First of all, what's it like? Registration, is it free, or do I have to pay to register? And if I'm not interested, if I just like pictures, can I attend?
Well, it's actually open to people that are lovers of photography. So that will remove the word anybody. But if you appreciate photography, and we have about 40 or 42 different classes. This is the first time this will be happening in Abuja and Lagos. Abuja is 13th to 15th, and then Lagos is like 15th to 20. And one of the things we're having that makes this, difference, the fact that we're having like a photography couple called Zach and Jody. Of course, we couldn't necessarily bring them down to Nigeria. We're having like a live video conference. And this will be teaching. They've been in business for at least 9 years. There are things that I believe they can even teach, someone like me, because they're more internationally known. Regardless of what people think of me, I'm still a local champion. So
how long have you been in it?
Well, about 10 years,
And you? 6. Okay, you train, you learn from him, right? Good. Poteji and Poteji. Yeah, nice one. Okay.
So there are some classes that, needs to be paid for, but as yesterday, for example, we made the keynote opening ceremony in both cities, Lagos and Abuja, free to attend. And then, it's called NIFEC. I think it's important to spell it out. It's actually the Nigeria Photography Expo and Conference. If you want to attend the expo, that means you're just coming for the exhibition. You don't need to pay. Just register, put your name down, and then come see different beautiful pictures, different exhibitors. Yesterday, an insurance company still called me. They have a package for photographers. So if you have some of the gadgets you guys have, you need to insure it. So if you are buying some of these latest camera phones that are sometimes even as expensive as a car. So you need to get them insured. So a few classes, are free, and most of the classes are paid for. And the reason being, I personally believe that if you don't pay for something, you probably will not value it as much as something that you pay for. And registration is available online on the website. Go to
what's the website? Read it out.
NIFEC.com.
And it's NIFEC. It's not F. It's PH, right?
NIPHEC.com. That's all.
That's all. All right. So how do people get in contact with you personally? They want to know more about photography. They want to hire you for work. How do people get in touch with you guys?
Social media. You can just Google Kike Show.
Okay, spell it out.
KIKELOMO. KOLEOSHO. Or just check on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram for Red19 Photography. RED19 Photography.
Okay.
And mine is just elophotos.com. ELOPHOTOS. And many people tend to ask, why ELO? For me, I was just trying to be romantic by naming it after the first 3 letters of my wife's name. We're hoping one day, it will be added to the Webster's dictionary.
Wow. I like that. Anybody can. Yeah, that's good. Okay, thank you very much for being a part of the show. We've had Elo on Red19. Red19. Why Red19? Red19. Why red 19? You know that's why Elo. No, I think there's an interesting story.
Pink, why not red?
Why red 19?
Why red 19?
Okay, I decided to do pink today. Red 19, well, red, like I said earlier, the children, this thing was divine. Red for me represents my spiritual life. It just represents the blood of Jesus to me. And then it's my favorite color. Yes. Red. And 19th March is my birthday.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
Mickey, 20th.
Yeah.
Mickey 21st.
No, I'm not. Okay. So it's been the Breakfast Show. Thank you very much, Seun Akisanmi. Great having you guys on the show. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
Selfie.
Yeah, maybe we'll take that. And when nobody wants to take the pictures, and then you see them on social media.
Yeah,
you see the pictures on social media. All right, see you tomorrow.